welcome back to more Plants vs. Zombies. You might notice that Faith's not here today because of just general recording mess-ups. So, I'll be taking over, and after this we'll be switching on and off. So, at the end of the last level we got the Puff-shroom, and you might notice something very interesting about this. It's a mushroom first, not like the other flowers, and also it costs 0 sun. So it sounds useful. So let's go to the next level. What? It's nighttime? Oh hey, Crazy Dave. Zombies won't let up. So does that mean we're fighting them at night? I guess we are. Different than the day. Main difference about day and night right here. Sun will not fall from the sky, so our only source of sun would be sunflowers, as seen there. So this is where the puff-shrooms come in really handy. We just plant them, and we'll be A-O good. As you may notice also, there's a new zombie which I will go over once we encounter it. So get our sunflowers, get our puff-shrooms, and just some random other plants. You'll also notice that on the right side of the screen are the gravestones pop up. They have a role in the last level, not the last level, the last wave of each level, and also you can't place anything on them. So it could cause a lapse in the defenses, which could be bad. So it takes 2 puff-shrooms to kill 1 regular zombie. I don't like the puff-shrooms that much, but for now, they'll do the job. And the reason why I'm placing them on the 4th row first is because that way this one will hit it first instead of back here, where right now the zombie still wouldn't be in range. Doesn't make that much of a difference, but I prefer it that way. So just got our first row up, and then now we'll start working on the 3rd row. You might notice it's really hard to get sunflowers out in nighttime, because especially early on, you don't have very much sun at all. Also, way I play differently than by Faith, I like having 2 full rows of sunflowers rather than just the 4 up here, because I like having my defenses get up really fast, and then if anything gets eaten, I have the sun to repair it right away, especially later on when plants start getting really expensive. So, I don't like using the regular daytime flowers in night levels. I don't know why, they don't seem to fit in. And here comes the new zombie. This is old newspaper zombie. His newspaper, he has a newspaper for a shield. So you have to break that and then you kill him. But then once you break the newspaper, he pauses for a second and then charges at the zombies. And then he's the regular. And now we have our first instance of money! Jeez, I cannot get a stop to take a breath, can I? Money, as you may have guessed, can be used to buy stuff. I know, shocking, isn't it? But right now we don't really have anything to buy with it. We don't have anything to buy right now, so there's really no use for it. So just having 0 cost, having 0 cost on the puff-shrooms, you really want to plant them as many, you want to plant as many as you can, unless you have something better, which you will in a couple levels. So, almost at the end of this level, kinda. Just collecting sun. What the heck, I'll just put up some chompers just for the heck of it. Even though I don't like them very much, I just think the cooldown of them having to chew the zombie, I don't like it that much. I don't think they're that useful. I understand why it's there, I don't like it that much. And so, I don't like the plant that much. I prefer the space have something that's constantly shooting than something that's just one shot for a while. then also, jumpers tend to eat zombies as they're almost dead, unless they're really strong zombies. And if you had something shooting in there, they would die anyways. And here comes last level, last wave. And as you can see, zombies popped up from the graves, which can be slightly annoying. Yeah, it can be annoying as those levels get hit more. So, but it does tell you which lands will get hit more. So you can get put more defenses on them. And here we have a new plant. You might notice that all the nighttime plants don't cost very much. And then also at the end of it, you might have noticed that each lawnmower disappeared and gave us more money. Each lawnmower that you don't use at the end of each level gives you 50 more money. So this is the nighttime version of the sunflower. This is a Sun-shroom. Personally, most people don't like it, but I do. Apparently we've collected 217 coins. Apparently we'll get something once we get 750. So let's go to the next level. And bucket heads, that could be a problem, especially since puff shrooms aren't that powerful. So get sun-shrooms, might bring some pea shooters and repeaters just in case. And some walnuts and potato mines. So a lot of people don't like the sun-shrooms. As you can see, they start out small. Well, same size as the puff shrooms. But if it were to spawn some sun for me, I can get to explain. There we go. It only gives you 15 sun. Well, at least early on. If you read the description, you'll see that it grows eventually, and then it gives you the regular amount of sun. Personally, I don't see why that's such a big issue, because you have the zero cost puff shrooms at the beginning, so you don't need that much sun in the first place. And then once you get into the stage of the game where it's like the higher cost pea shooters and repeaters, you've already got a lot of guys planted. And you can see, last round we probably only had 1 or 2 sunflowers. We've already got 1 row completely done, starting on our second one. So you do start to get sun a lot faster, even in the early stages. I mean, how do I say this? You get sun a lot faster in the earlier stages of a level, and then once you get to the later stages of a level, you're getting sun at the same rate as you would anyways, even if you had regular sunflowers. In early and nighttime levels, you don't need nearly as much sun, so not really much of a problem. Gonna be a zombie popping out of there, so I won't put a walnut there on the last wave. And gravestones only activate on the last wave, so when you see that there's 2 massive waves coming, you don't have to worry about them on the second wave. I mean, the first big wave. So hopefully the sun-shrooms will start to grow soon. Yep, there's the first grown sun-shroom. You can see it's about the same size as a sunflower right now, and it now gives the regular amount of 25 sun. So I'll put a couple of repeaters down because we're starting to be able to get the sun to afford it, and I just don't want any bucket heads coming in and just wrecking everything, which they tend to do, especially early on. Later in the level, they aren't nearly as bad when you just have all your defenses up. A few repeaters. So got 1 row already grown. I'm not sure how many sunflowers we would have at this time. Maybe you might get slightly more sun if you just go pure sunflower, but I just like this way better. It just also fits in with the way the nighttime aesthetics look, rather than just the sunflower. So, hey! accidentally clicking on Fraps windows. Yay, first recording mishap that I've had. It's wonderful. First solo recording, first mishap. Things are looking wonderful for my record. See, now all of our sun-shrooms are grown, so it's basically like we had all sunflowers here, except they cost half as much. I like potato mines a lot. I don't know why. Before I used to not like them that much because of having to pop up. But especially in early game, they are really useful. I might use them at night a bit, just so I can get my sun-shrooms up. But no, the puff-shrooms are freeze anyways, so it would just slow it down, so it's not worth it. And Buckethead. What I was worried about this level, because I don't have nearly enough firepower to deal with it. Guess if I remove this back one, I could put a repeater in. Thankfully, I brought some walnuts along with me. There we go. Now it's almost dead. So I might start replacing all of these puff-shrooms with... Did that thing... I didn't see that activate. Did it get blown up right as it activated? Wow. Just because I got nothing better to replace them with right now. I don't want to use pea shooters because just... Against Buckethead, I'm really worried about Bucketheads, and they wouldn't give the firepower necessary to deal with them. Wow, Buckethead's really like this lane. This is the weakest lane because of this gravestone here. Why have I not put a repeater on it yet? I'm gonna replace that walnut soon. I'll just let the Buckethead munch on it a bit. Especially with that zombie going to be popping up right there. Put another repeater down, and then that lane should be good. This lane might get hit pretty hard too. The two gravestones right there. Yeah, okay, that thing's almost dead. I'll replace it right before the massive one. Yeah, or should I replace it now? You know what? I'll replace it now so I can get the cooldown going, or so I can replace this one later. So, once you get one repeater, cone heads aren't that much of a problem, but if you just have the puff-shrooms, they can really tear up a couple lanes. I mean, a couple columns of them. They're a lot more dangerous at nighttime than they are at daytime. But then again, most things are. So, huge wave approaching. And just in time so I can replace this walnut. That worked perfectly. I might want to reinforce this lane just because there's more guys there. Okay, top two are fine, bottom one's fine, middle one is now fine. Let's see if I can get enough sun. Yeah, definitely don't need another repeater down there. And next we get another mushroom. Again, it still costs less than a regular pea shooter, just like most plants. Fume-shroom. Shoot fumes, and it can pass through screen doors. Funny, we haven't seen any screen door zombies. Oh, hi there. These I consider to be the upgrade to puff-shrooms, and once I get a couple rows of puff-shrooms, I start replacing all of them with fume-shrooms. So, no Bucketheads this round, thankfully. So, I'll get the pea shooter out of there. So, looks like we got gravestones on the bottom row. We'll only be able to fit, really, 3 lanes in. Again, it's the bottom row that's going to take the biggest hit in terms of firepower. Well, really, not the biggest hit, the only hit. Especially with having 2 gravestones there, it could get a little tight. So, just placing puff-shrooms. I noticed that once I start replacing everything with fume-shrooms, it's about the time that I start, all my sun-shrooms start growing. So it's really convenient how the timing of that works out. Since right when my actual defenses start needing sun to produce, it's when I start getting the full production out of my sun-shrooms. I'll just place this here so I don't forget later, get caught off guard. That'd be horrible. So, almost got 2 full rows of puff shrooms up. Once screen door zombie appears, we will... Yeah, my invisible friend over here can't... Well, can't you see him? Well, you can't see him for 2 reasons. First, he's invisible. Second, I don't have... Well, I'm not doing video recording. Will that be able to hit? Wow, I did not think that one through. Well, perfect time to show off the Fume-shroom, which has a longer range than the puff shrooms. So, it's a lot more useful than them. So, let's put down my first one. Are these sun-shrooms going to start growing soon? Hopefully they will. I can get them out slowly, but it's better once I get... Yep, here they go, starting growing. Yay, Grammar! They're also, well, I'll get into their other use, their other feature once it actually is able to come into play, and we don't have more than one, when we have more than one zombie. And here is the other coin in this game, a gold coin which is just, is 50 instead of 10. So, they're a bit rarer, but you still find them, but they're still pretty common. Well, common enough. There's a later one that's worth 1,000. That's just incredibly rare. I think normally, and I have this on my iOS, so I've played a lot of this. I've seen it probably 1 or 2 times. It's just incredibly rare. Oops. Yeah. Second time I've clicked out of the window this recording. Wonderful. So almost all of our sun-shrooms are grown now, and you'll see that we're having no problems getting enough sun for our fume-shrooms now. So no. Just wondering if I needed more firepower to kill that guy. And then I just saw his hat fall off. So we've almost got all of our walnuts up. Eventually I'll just stop using them when I just get enough firepower. Just using them early on because you don't really have much firepower at all at nighttime levels. Especially the early nighttime levels. Once you get these, you start getting a lot of firepower because they go through the zombies, so they can hit multiple zombies, which kind of nullifies the effect of a gravestone with it having more cannon fodder for you to kill. They're still kind of annoying because you can't put any walnuts there, or not walnuts, just any plant in general, and zombies still appear there. But with that problem, now comes a solution with the Grave Buster. So now we can destroy the graves and have another use for our sun that we've been collecting. So now we can get an extra seed slot, which is what he was talking about for 750, which is very useful because we can just have more flexibility. And once we get 5,000, we get 8 sleed slot. Yay, I can't talk. So it's a very, whoa, 4th gravestone. Well, we have the Grave Buster now, so it's no problem. Still, 4 on 1 row's a lot. And what was I talking about before I saw the 4 gravestones? I'll think of it eventually. Oh yeah, seed slots! Sometimes just, if I can counter every zombie that appears on that level, it's just, sometimes the extra seed slots can get annoying, but most of the time they are really helpful. Because if you just have to go through the game with 6 seed slots, not sleed slots. What the heck is a sleed? I don't actually really want to know. Oh god, why did I put a second one there? Well, now we can see what happens if you just have one Puff-shroom going at a zombie. I think it barely kills it. It takes some damage though, so not that good. I just prefer being able to take 2. Putting down 2. I want to reinforce that pretty quickly. And pretty much same. I use almost exactly the same strategy every single level, because there's not much that will replace the Fume-shroom. Most of the time, it's just the main attacking plants, much like the pea shooter was for pretty much all of World 1. And now grab some sun, so I'll show you. Just it chomps on the grave, but while it's doing this, it's vulnerable, and every single one it eats will give you some money. So I'll start putting down some Fume-shrooms just because they're way better than the Puff-shrooms. If you had to go through Puff-shroom, if you didn't get Fume-shrooms, or Fume-shrooms weren't as good as they are, the game would, the nighttime levels would just be incredibly hard. Yeah, so just I'm replacing this back row first to take advantage of the longer range of them being able to attack the zombie from farther away distance. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Conehead zombies, if you just have Puff-shrooms, and no walnuts in front of them, they really can start to just destroy your defenses. Because even with a Fume-shroom backing it up, this Conehead zombie still got through. If we didn't have a Fume-shroom back there, probably zombie would have just chomped right through the entire lane. So they are a lot more dangerous than they are in nighttime than they are in daytime. I find them actually to be one of the more annoying zombies, because early on I just want to have coverage on all rows, but then one of them comes and it's just I have to quickly reinforce one of the rows and another row's open to attack. It doesn't happen that often, but still, I always get worried when one appears. And I'm afraid, especially when one appears on a row that doesn't have any coverage yet, that's just the worst. So more money from chomping graves. I like to get all the graves out just so I can put plants there, and just so I don't forget later before the final wave. Sometimes I don't, just if the level's extremely hectic and I just don't have the time to. And here comes their best friend, the pole vaulter. For some reason I used to keep calling them tight ropers. Last time I played this, I was talking to my friends while I was doing it. It's just like, oh yeah, the tightrope zombies. It's just like, what? Yeah. If there was a tightrope zombie, it'd be pretty hilarious how they managed to implement it. If they had like levels with tightropes above, that would be scary. But the types of plants you could use. Oh, what if you had like hanging plants and you hung them from the tight ropes? Well, it wouldn't be tight ropes. It'd be like the top of one of those gardens. And this guy actually might get. No, I was gonna say he might get eaten, but he barely managed to get through. Still, if they ever make Plants vs Zombies 2, that would be something that would be really cool. If you had like the top of the house and everything's based around the like string, like a clotheslines. That's what I'm trying to say. Like a bunch of clotheslines. If it's just all based around that, and there's a bunch of tightrope zombies. That'd be cool. So, lots of Fume-shrooms. The level gets a lot easier also when there's no gravestones. Just one less thing to worry about in this game, that's really helpful. So, just having a great time killing zombies. If you didn't oh yeah, I haven't really explained the screen door zombie. If you hadn't, well, if you don't have Fume-shrooms, these guys are really tough. They're tougher than bucket heads. Their screen door alone has the toughness of a bucket head. So, but Fume-shrooms can shoot through that, so they just have the difficulty of a regular zombie. And because I have Fume-shrooms as my main attacking point, I really don't notice them at all. Yeah, and also, how I was saying before, I don't use walnuts later on, because eventually I just get the ridiculous amounts of firepower, like here. So just stuff just starts disintegrating on me. Just, yeah. 12 Wither zombies are still probably one of the more annoying zombies. No matter when they come, they're always incredibly annoying. So, 5 rows of Fume-shrooms. I think the zombies might die. Final waves also are a lot easier on nighttime, because pretty much it's basically one zombie because you can shoot through multiple zombies. And that one actually died. I guess there were a lot. And here we get an almanac, which almanac is a book, as you might see, that has records of all the zombies and plants that you encounter. So you can see like all the has like toughness and damage. Like you can see damage normal. Oh, range short. That's why I don't like them. And there's all these different biographies, which we might do it in a bonus episode. I think it could be pretty funny to see how many different voices we can make. And also the zombies, like low toughness, medium, and see high toughness here, and then screen door toughness is also high. So it's really useful for keeping track of all zombies and what weaknesses they have in case you forget and you just need to quickly look something up. And now it's time for level 2-5, which is, as in every world, the minigame level. Apparently it's for playing a game called Whack-a-Zombie. Hunting squirrel. What is a squirrel? Ruins the day. Is it like a squirrel mole or something? When did he say something about whacking them over the head with a shovel? Because it'd make sense if he did. This is actually one of my more this is actually a mini game that I like a lot. It can get really hectic, and I like it a lot. Because I tend to like it when it gets hectic. And occasionally zombies can drop sun, which you can see can make a potato mine, grave buster, or a cherry bomb. And normally I just use the grave busters the entire time because the potato mine cooldown just is too large. And the zombies are easy enough to kill where you don't need a cherry bomb to take them out. With the grave busters, I tend to take out where there's fewer gravestones, like there was one down there, so I took that out. So I can concentrate more on the top 4 rows. And then once I take these 2 out, I'll concentrate more on the top 3 rows. So, and then once I get it down to 1 or 2 rows, well, 2 or 3 rows, then I just start to take them out from front to back. Although sometimes I just like not killing any of them at all. It gets really hectic, but it's really fun. In fact, it actually caused me to use the lawnmower a few times, just with the ridiculous amount of zombies that spawn on the final wave. So, but if you do it this way, you just have to click around this area, and it gets extremely easy. And now conehead zombies are in, and which you need 2 hits to kill, one to just knock off the cone and the other to just to actually kill the zombie, it's not that much harder. It just like it takes an extra like millisecond or something, or a few milliseconds, which it's not really that much difficult. If they spawn in large numbers, they can be difficult, but alone it's not difficult. Well, it's not any more difficult than just regular zombies. So just, again, I've got it at 2 lanes now, and here are bucket heads, which take 3 hits to kill. Those, if a couple of those spawn on you, they can get to be pretty big trouble. And here we go at final wave. All bucket heads and cone heads spawn from every single grave you have up. And now we get a new mushroom, also costing 75 sun, but I will get into what that does in the next video.